go back.
Hello, L.
What's good, y'all? It's your girl cai.leretv. We back in this mug. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Before I even get into, let me back up. Before I even get into this video, go ahead and watch my previous videos that I dropped. I just dropped one the other day. So go ahead, check those videos out. Let me know how you feel. Like, comment, and subscribe. Now for today, I usually show before every video, I show an item of the day. Today, for this segment, since it's gonna be a part of my series, a continuous series that I have, which is called Sip of Life, and I'll explain what the Sip of Life series is going to be about once I show you guys my kicks of the day. And who doesn't like, for me personally, who doesn't like a pair of kicks with a piece of knowledge to go right with them? That's my favorite duo. So kicks and mind for today is boom. Y'all know I love me a nice fresh pair of Jordans. So these are the Jordan 1 Lows Starfish. I have absolutely no idea why they called it the Starfish, because in my head starfishes are pink and this is rustic orange. But that's neither here nor there. Let's just get into the details of the shoe. It's very simple. It's like, gives me a dope, low-key type of vibe. So you don't have to wear this with the extreme outfit. It literally could be the lowest of keys fit, and your shoes will be the main attraction, because the orange is what makes this shoe pop. It's not really a bright orange. It's like a rusty type of feel orange. It's very subtle but very vibrant at the same time. So, and that's on the sole of the shoe as well. And then on the outline, the threading is white, and it has a little leather type of feel once you get around the Nike swoosh, which is obviously, you can see, it's black, and it goes almost around the entire shoe, and it's the same way on the other side. It's a little leather feel. Hopefully you can see. And these are my by far favorite shoes for right now. And you can see the inside is black, and then you got the Jordan symbol right here. And just a very nice shoe, period. So the quote that goes along with my kicks of the day is, don't allow anybody to pull you from yourself to impress them. Again, do not allow anyone to pull you from yourself in order to impress them. And what I mean by that is, don't stop being yourself just to be in cahoots, in agreements, in likes to impress anybody. Because if somebody's gonna like you, they're gonna like you for you. If you feel like you have to do the most to be in likes with somebody, they're not the people you need to be around. Everybody's gonna like you for you, and what's for you is gonna be for you at all times. And I'm sipping on my wine, as you already saw. I couldn't find none of my wine cups, so it's a little ghetto over here. We still gonna do what it does. We're drinking out the cup. And that's on period. We make it work over here, okay? So let's get into this video. So like I said at the beginning, my Sip of Life series, I've started some of the series on Instagram, but I talk way too much for Instagram. It's only like, for Insta stories, like 10 minutes. I'm a Gemini. I talk way too much for 10 minutes to be my cap. So I had to bring it over to YouTube. So with my Sip of Life series, it essentially is just a safe space for any and everybody to come and talk about things that they aren't comfortable talking about, need advice, topics that people don't usually talk about, or just topics that will help you improve in life, because there is too many generations where people learn to be quiet about their problems and about what they go through. And that starts far back from like beginning of time, just our parents, their parents. They teach them to be quiet about certain shit. It's like when you experience something, you're going through something, just to push it on the rug and keep it pushing. And then generation after generation, we start learning that as a mechanism, and people keep going forward and just learn to be quiet. So this is a space where you don't need to be quiet about That's enough of the rambling. Today's topic of Sip of Life is gonna be communication. Communication, which a lot of us lacking. And this is the disclaimer at the beginning of this video, I am not perfect at communication. This is just the things that I've learned that entail about communication from the past year or so, because I used to be absolutely terrible at communication. I hated expressing myself, and when I tried to express myself, I just didn't know what words to put together in order to figure out what I really felt about something, so I just deaded it before I even started. And I realized that was a terrible aspect or a terrible trait that I had, because I learned growing up that to have, and it just spilled over into other relationships, romantic relationships, friendships, school, just every area of my life it just spilled over to, and it just was not cute, sis, not cute. So I have a small little list on my phone, and for my visual learners, I'll have it on a screen too, so you can follow what I'm saying. Communication can be exuded in any situation, so with co-workers, friendships, relationships. Communication is used in every single day aspect of life. Random people that you speak to on a daily basis. So number one, be receptive. And this is where most of us lack. Be receptive. And what I mean by that is, when someone voices how your actions or what you've said has made them feel some type of way, you don't need to take that as a threat, offensive, or as somebody disrespecting you. Would you not rather have someone tell you now about what you have said, or what you have said has bothered them, so that you know not to do it next time or what to do next time, versus them holding it aside and it blows up later in other areas? Now you have a bigger issue than what you could have not had. So basically, whenever somebody approaches you with a disagreement or concern that they have that involves you, don't automatically take it as them trying to beat up on you. They're literally just trying to tell you things that will help you improve in yourself, so that later down the line, you guys don't run into any further issues or problems. That's it. Because we as people, or as a person, need to understand we are not perfect individuals. You need to understand that right now. In any area of life, you are not the perfect person ever. So there is going to be times where you are not at your best, or what you did something that bothered somebody else. So as you would approach somebody and tell them how what they did to you did not like, someone else has the opportunity or has the right to do the same thing back to you. You need to understand that it is not them trying to come at your neck. It is just them trying to level the bases so that you guys can have a better relationship moving forward and things aren't continuously rocky. 2, listen to listen. Don't listen to respond. Again, a lot of people do that. Goes one ear and out the other, and then they say what they want to say. People, it's okay to have an opinion, but you also need to remember, as so is the other person. So both of y'all have opinions about something. You need to be able to listen to what they're saying and then respond. Don't have them speak and you're just la-di-da-di or so fixated on what you got to say that you're not even understanding what's coming out their mouth. Therefore, you're not moving anywhere. Y'all are talking without a goal at this point. And talking back and forth turns, without a goal in mind to have to end with the conversation, turns into an argument. 3, know your message. Let's take a sip on that. Know your message. Please do not aimlessly speak about bullshit when you're trying to communicate something with somebody. And that is what I had an issue with. I would just talk, and then by the time I would be done talking, the person who I was trying to express myself to has no idea what I'm talking about, or has no idea what the issue even is. So figure out the root of what your problem is and make it short and sweet, so that person can fully understand what the issue is, so they can fix what it is moving forward. 4, make sure you guys end the conversation knowing what one another had to say. That's almost basically like know your message, but both of you need to end the conversation knowing exactly what the end result needs to be. Know what that person was trying to say, fully understand it, digest it, and move on. Don't end the conversation where it's like she's gonna get over it once she eats. She's gonna get over it once once a couple hours go by, because once that happens and you don't have a determining factor of what exactly was wrong, that same problem is going to show up in a different situation a couple days, a couple weeks, a couple months later. Like, it's not going to go away. You can't get over a problem by not going through it. Again, you cannot get over a problem by not going through it. Can't avoid anything that you try to avoid follows you. And it's like almost like a math test. You can skip as many problems as you want to, but the next question is going to be even harder. The next question is going to entail the same thing that was in the last question, but with a little more boost. So it's better to deal with that problem now, so that when the next possible problem shows up, you already have the tools to figure it out. 5, deliver your message in the proper tone. Deliver your message in the proper tone. And this what messes some of y'all up. Y'all might have gone through all 4 of them steps perfectly and clear, but you're yelling, you're cussing, you're slightly being disrespectful. It's like a lot of people will take certain words and statements in a better light if you say it in a more calm, informative type of way. And you're being serious about it, serious and calm. There's a difference between, I'm gonna show you the example. There's a difference between, babe, I don't like it when you leave your shirt and stuff on the floor. I know when you come from work, you be tired, but if you don't mind, once you're done relaxing, would you mind picking your clothes up? Boom, period, that's it. Now, flip side. Babe, every time I come from work, all I see is on the ground. Like, at this point, you're just messy as and I really don't know what to keep saying to you. It's just like, I don't like coming home and seeing you on the ground. Like, can you not do that? Because that, There's a difference. That first situation, that person be like, okay, babe, I get it. I see where you're coming from. I'll try not to do that. Boom. Second situation, it's like, whoa, where is this coming from? It's like, why are you coming to me like that? And And then that will just turn into both of y'all yelling. Then you'll just start yelling about other bull. Then it's like, what were you even arguing about to begin with? And then 2 weeks later, he or she is gonna do the exact same thing. You're gonna come home, on the ground. Then you're gonna be pissed off. We just talked about this last week. It's like, no, y'all didn't. Y'all argued about something else where he had no clear cut, or she had no clear cut understanding of what exactly was pissing you off, because you never really said it in a manner where he or she was gonna fully understand. So with that being said, again, say what you feel in a tone or light where it won't irritate the other person. They'll be more likely to hear out what you have to say when you're not basically talking your shit. Period. And that goes with anybody. When it starts getting a little hostile and rough, nobody's listening to anything anymore. Lastly, number 6, be consistent with your communication. Don't just have one situation where you're perfect with your communication and next week is just downhill from there. Be consistent. Anything with consistency, you will it will start to turn into just something that you do on a normal basis. So as normal as making sure you put on a shirt every day before you leave the house, learning how to communicate is going to be just something that is like that once you practice it every single day. Practice makes perfect. So once you practice communication on a continual basis, it's gonna come like that whenever you have a problem. Them 6 steps is gonna be in your head. As soon as you see an issue come by and you're like, look, boom, 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 done, check mark. Next situation, boom, 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 check mark. Next situation. It's gonna be something like that, easy as pie. And I'm not saying if somebody who's already bad at communicate, I don't want to say bad, somebody who lacks communication, struggles with it a little bit, it's not as easy as I'm making it seem, because I'm 22 years old and I just now figured it out like a year ago how to do it. And that's only because I had to break the cycle, because my family is not that good with communication. It's never too late to gain a trait, or it's never too late to learn how to do something. And communication is something I believe everyone needs to have. So it's not an easy task, but it's accomplishable. It's something that you can acquire and something that you can do. That's pretty much it for this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so whenever I do drop a video, you are informed and you can go look real quick. So also let me know in the comments below if you like this sip of life little segment that I got going on. If you have any topics that you would like for me to include in my next segment, or you have advice that you would like for me to touch bases on, or just anything you would like for me to include in these segments or any video outside of this, comment below in the descriptions, or follow me on social media, which I will leave on the screen or in the description below, and let me know by that way. Or if you want to be on a more serious tip, email me. I will also leave that below, but it's going to be cai.leretv@gmail.com. So CAI.LERETV@gmail.com. And before I close out this video, and what I always like to say is always be you, no matter what people say or do. I'm out.
Bruh.